just really testing this new software, so I don't know if it's working or not. So I don't think anybody can hear what I'm saying. So I don't know why that is. So it's hello. Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. But it's still super low. Okay, I think this is live. I'm not 100% sure if anybody's in the comments of the video, just let me know if this is working, because I have no idea. This is a new streaming software, and I should be able to hide that, and we have the camera. Wow, that worked out. Look at that, we have the camera. That's fantastic. I can move it around. Ooh, can I move it around? I'm using this new Streamlabs OSB to stream this video, and I haven't used it before. So this is me testing it out. So I don't even know if this is posted in the news feeds or anything. So we have that. We have the stream is starting. We have a be right back screen. We have a stream is ending. We have a stream intermission. So this is the one, and then I can do my start screen, or I can check that out. But what are we doing today? We are working on some painting, and as you can see, I had a picture of all these kits up there, and that'll be for tomorrow's Kit Bash Warhammer Wednesday. I kind of was just testing this live stream. I honestly didn't know it was going to go live at this exact moment, but apparently it did. So I'm just going to get some stuff here. And we are going to paint some stuff in this video here for the Jagdtiger, and I figured I'd do a little painting stream here of just doing some painting and see how people respond to that. Some people were interested in the painting. So you guys let me know in the comments if this is coming through okay. I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea where my microphone is. I don't know if it's using the camera microphone, the computer microphone. I really honestly have no idea what I did to get this to work. So we're going to see how it works out. So let us take a look here. Now, let's see, let's get started here. We are going to get a cup here and a brush. We're going to use a Citadel large base brush for this. And we're basically going to be using some Vallejo surface primer, some German red brown, and I'm just going to, surface prime some parts that go into the Jagdtiger. bring over my brush toilet. I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't get paint on it. I am going to I spent about 2 hours trying to figure out how to get this stream to work. So I didn't have a lot of prep time to get some stuff prepped up here. So we have a painting cloth here. I'll probably zoom you in a little bit. See how that works right there. And then we're going to be in this area. Go back out a little bit. Alright. So here's what we have. We got the Jagdtiger, and there'll be a video about this coming out on Saturday. But I want to pull these pieces out because I was going to paint them in this with the can of surface primer, but I'm just going to paint them with a brush right now on the stream. So again, I hope this is coming through okay. And I'm just going to use the Vallejo German Red Brown Surface Primer right out of the bottle here. Just going to put some down. Not really looking for any kind of hardcore precision here. Just going to get some paint on this. That Vallejo Surface Primer tends to level out, so. This is an impromptu live stream. I didn't really plan this out. I came up with this last night because I was going to spray this. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to brush paint it and see how it turns out. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do some nice thin coats on here. Nice brush paint and see what kind of finish we got. Because I went ahead and, if you saw any of my Jagdtiger builds, you noticed that when I sprayed the torsion bars, they didn't turn out too well. Basically, they were super light, and the primer didn't take really well on them. So I basically grab them here. I basically recoated them with some black surface primer from Vallejo, and now they're gonna look good in the bottom of the Jagdtiger. So this is what I'm doing. Feel free to participate in the comments. Tell me how I'm doing it wrong. All that good stuff. So. Most of this stuff is not going to be seen, so, you know, I'm good to go on brush painting it. Paint on myself on the first part, look at that. Alright, let's try one of these little pieces here. Some paint on here like so. Now this is the Vallejo surface primer, so it sticks pretty well. You gotta let it dry for a couple days. I mean, it peels up normally, but if you don't let it dry for a little bit, a few days, it's even worse. So, but you know, I'll get this ready for Tiger Tank Saturday. I'll work on this Saturday. That's why I want to get it painted today. So I'll be able to work on it this Saturday. everybody doing today? So this Thursday, North Carolina is going to go over the instructions and how I'm going to approach the build, basically, which I still haven't worked out all the details yet because there's a lot of different sets of instructions, and Trumper's instructions aren't normally, the best instructions out there. So we'll see how well it goes. And if you follow my Instagram, I teased a photo of a Phonos kit for a ship that is going to be also built in the future. There'll be a review of it in November, after we get some progress done on the North Carolina. You guys can take a look at that on my Instagram or the Facebook page, Crazy Gamer Models, one word, all lowercase. And you guys can try to guess the ship. So some people have been trying to guess it, and they've been a little off. I'm interested in seeing how you tackle incorporating all the different instructions. Yeah, I'm interested in that too. That's mainly what I'm interested in. Trust me, if I figure it out, I'm going to be excited. Because basically, I have a basic game plan of build the guns separately based on their instructions. And don't attach them until the instructions call for them. The hull needs work. If you follow the instructions to the letter, starting out in the beginning with working on the upper hull with the decking and then all that stuff, and you try to put the hull on the end, the bottom hull, the lower hull at the end, you're going to have some serious gap issues. So to avoid that, I have to fix the gap issues now in the beginning. So that is going to be one of the first things that's tackled, is fixing the gap issues. So that means it's going to be attached to the lower hull. So before anything else gets attached to it. So that's the first thing that has to be tackled. And then after I think I get that, and I make sure, and then why I do that, because I have to make some alterations to the upper hull in order for it to fit and line up. I have to make some modifications. I have to then make sure the deck is going to fit in there after I make those modifications. So the first couple days and videos of it are going to probably be doing that modification and getting that figured out, going through the steps of how to approach something like that. Because that's something that you get building models a lot. If you follow the instructions to the letter, you don't always get the best model, even though the instructions are designed to give you the best model. Sometimes, seam lines and, joints, they don't line up correctly. So you need to make some modifications to it, in stages before other parts are put on. Like, for example, I'll show you the example here in a second. What I'm talking about. This live stream is just going to be about all kinds of crazy stuff because I'm using that Streamlabs, so I can do all kinds of weird stuff. Hey John, check this out because you like this part. I'm going to see if it works. See if this works, John. title screen there and have that, or I can hide that back in there and just have the camera. And I think I can move the camera around and stuff, but I'm not quite sure about that. I literally just figured the software out, so I'm still trying to work out all the details. But let me move this up here and grab another piece of this here. So I don't even know how these pieces are going to turn out. Being brush painted with surface primer. I mean, I used to brush all my minis with surface primer before I had an airbrush, but I'm still unable to airbrush. Got till the 28th, I think. I gotta wait, and hopefully I can airbrush then. But let me show you what I'm talking about on the North Carolina, and I'll go into more in-depth detail on it when it is time on the video on Thursday. If you have this piece right here and you click it on and you line it up, everywhere you go after you clean up all these seams and whatnot, over on this side there's a gap. There's a little bit of a gap there. If you plan it down, it's a little bit of an overhang, and it's going to bug me. It's not going to be perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this perfect first, because it's got issues. There's a huge overhang here, and if you try to squeeze this in, it buckles these. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to slit these with a razor saw, and then align this perfectly, and then glue it, and then reinforce these with some strip styrene. So that's what I'm talking about, and that part in the instructions is almost at the end of the instructions to do that part. So if you were to build the whole superstructure deck and all the guns and everything on there, and then you go to mount that on top of that hull and you see that huge overhang and gap there, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy at all. So that's the reason I'm working on. That's the approach I have to take to minimize the issues with that right there. So, but that's that. I hope the stream is still coming through okay. I don't have any history for today because I don't have my papers, and my fingers are covered in paint, and I don't want the North Carolina stuff covered in paint, at least not this color. So this is another thing. I gotta figure out what colors and how I'm gonna paint it. I think I'm gonna get some Panzer Putty and use that to paint it, to mask off the straight, because there's a lot of straight lines there. A lot of straight lines. So, and you'll see me go into detail with all these parts on the Yak Tiger on Saturday's Tiger Tank Saturday. I've already cheated and done a little bit on another day, even though it's not Tiger Tank Saturday. So, but what I'm honestly thinking about doing is to spend more time on a build and get more content out, is was to rearrange my schedule a little bit. Instead of having 2 separate days for tanks, do all the tanks on one day and just spend an entire week on the tank and get a lot more progress done instead of working on a week trying to divide it up between 4 different projects, 4 different tank projects. And then that'll give me, good 3 or 4 days to work on the North Carolina and a good, 3 days to work on tanks. And, the other stuff is just easily done. It's not a big issue with the other stuff. So, just thinking about that. So, let me know what you guys think about that. I mean, I would still have all the content would still all be there. Just I would move some stuff around and maybe, do a couple other cool things to make up, some little short project things that are quick. Like I'm thinking of moving the building techniques to Saturdays and tanks on Sunday, and then just having the Warhammer stuff on Wednesday, instead of having both the Warhammer and the building techniques on Wednesdays, because I think Wednesdays can just be the Warhammer stuff, and I think that can hold its own. I don't think I need to have building techniques on that day too. So, and then Thursdays will still, at this point, will still be. Did this just kick me off my stream? No, it didn't. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first time using Streamlabs. I spent probably 4 hours that I could have been modeling trying to get this streaming software to work so I could do basically my intro and pop up different camera views. But now that I figured it out, or I can get it to work, I may add some extra details to it, because the details aren't that hard to add once you figure out how to make the stream actually work. So I'll be able to talk about stuff and then look stuff up on the computer and show you, kits we're looking at and stuff we're talking about and things like that. So that'll be interesting. So I don't know enough about computers to know what my computer can do, or like what kind of computer to get that I can plug an HDMI port into, because I would like to be able to plug in my camera through HDMI into my computer, but my computer only has an HDMI out port, and I don't know if computers have HDMI in ports. I don't know if that's a thing. So, I don't really know. But if I could do that, I could do some cool stuff. So, I see people do it all the time. I just don't know how they do it or what computers they use. Probably some custom built stuff. I'm not very computer savvy. I used to be. I used to build computers. Back in the 80s and the 90s, I used to build my own PCs. But now I'm just have a hard time with it. So, alright, let's see here. Yeah, I didn't advertise this stream out because I don't know how to do that on this. Apparently you don't set the stream up through YouTube. You have to set it up through the streaming software, unless I'm just completely doing it wrong. So I'm not sure. So all I know is I thought I entered the information, and the next thing I know it was live. So that was crazy. I was like, what? Didn't even give me a warning. I mean, it said, you ready to go? And I'm like, yeah, I thought we were scheduling it, or I thought I had scheduled it for like 9:45 or 9:30, and it immediately went live on me. So I was a a little unprepared in the beginning, but, we got there. And I know this is going to be kind of boring because it's all one color. So, it's really... I did get the new Arkham Horror 3rd Edition expansion, Dead of Night, and I'm looking forward to playing that. I'm a big fan of the Arkham Horror games, and the new 3rd Edition really got me interested because of the smaller footprint and the less table and setup time. Man, Arkham Horror game, man. Arkham Horror and Eldritch Horror, man, that was a setup. I mean, the setup was insane. And that was the one reason, I liked Eldritch Horror, but spending that kind of time setting up a game and then spending, double that playing it, that was too much time for me to spend thinking without getting a headache. And then by the time I'd go back to it, I'd forget what happened and basically have to start over. So, but if they can do like what they did with 3rd Edition for Arkham Horror, the main Arkham Horror game with Eldritch Horror, that would be amazing. I like what they did with their Mansions of Madness and their app-based game on that. That's incredible. That is a fantastic idea that they had there. They have the other app-enabled games, but it's pretty cool. I started with them with Descent Journeys in the Dark with Fantasy Flight with their app enabled on that game, and I played that game so much. Someone full recommended Ellen Science to me, and now I have a bunch of content. Yeah, you better have a bunch of content. You better have every bit of content for it. And you know what you need? And I'm going to show you this. I normally don't show this stuff up on my channel, but boom, check this out. This is from Broken Token. It is the Arkham Museum Crate. It holds the complete set of Elder Signs. All the expansions, everything sleeved in one cool wooden museum box. Boom. There's something else I told you about. That thing is fantastic. I haven't put it together yet because it's like 100 pieces. But yeah, let me tell you, and that is one of the greatest games ever made. My son's been playing that game since he was 6 or 7. He's like 11 now. It's one of his favorite games. Yeah, that game is awesome. Once you get the Blessed Dice, I don't know, Unseen Forces, I think it is. It's insane. I actually had one of the most epic endings in a game I've ever had, where I beat I sealed away the Ancient One, and immediately went insane afterwards. And if you look at the Arkham Horror and the story behind it and stuff, they basically win, but they go insane in the process. So that was like the perfect ending you could ever have in an Arkham game. And still to this day, I've never come close to doing that again. It was by pure luck that I just happened to go insane as I won. So it was awesome. And we checked the rules and everything. We emailed Fantasy Flight Games to confirm that was even possible to win and go insane. And they said, yeah, it's possible. It's super rare, but it's possible. So I just wish I recorded it, because that would have been epic. We went nuts when that happened. So, like, if you play the Arkham the card game, it's like, I always wish that after each campaign you could like move on to the next campaign, with some slight changes with all your upgrades and things like that. But you know, the way they end, you can't, I'm not going to spoil any endings, but the way they end, that's not really a viable option. They claim you can do it from The Gathering, the first scenario, with some like minor adjustments and a whole butt ton of trauma. But who wants to start a fresh campaign like Dunwich Legacy with a bunch of trauma? I mean, I guess that's hard mode right there. So, I always describe Elder Signs as Yahtzee with a horror component. So, yeah, that museum crate thing, that's new. I never seen that before. I just saw that last week. And I was like, it will hold everything from that was been released. I'm like, yeah. Because that's the problem with Broken Tokens. Like, they hold the base game, but they don't hold any of the expansions. So, you know, I stay away from them. And then I saw that it's every expansion. I double checked it 3 times to make sure it will hold every expansion I have. I even counted the cards to make sure the card counts would be correct. So I would make sure it held it. And it does. I just gotta put it together. I gotta get some wood glue and pop it together. Just for my wooden projects, I've been using Elmer's white glue, and I know that's kind of like wood glue, and it will glue wood. This is going to be pretty heavy because all of Elder Sign's sleeved, and it has a little bit of weight to it, so I want to make sure that it's glued up real good. I may have to clamp the joints or something. So if you stopped in at the very beginning of the stream, you would have saw that on my table were 4 boxes of Warhammer kits that are going to be used in the next kit bash. And tomorrow's video, you guys have an opportunity to see the sprues and try to guess what I plan on making with those kits. There's a Devastator Squad, Space Marine Devastator Squad. Of course, any kit bash I do has Cataphrone Destroyer parts in it. That's just a rule of thumb. It's like, oh, Cataphrone Destroyer parts. It goes with everything. What else? There is the Goliath King from Necromunda, and even some Adeptus Titanicus. Adeptus Titanicus? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Imperial Knights, the little guys. So, you know, it's gonna be an interesting kit bash. It's something I tried to approach before and didn't have very much success, but after rethinking it for a while, I think that I can become successful with this kit bash, and I think making them Blood Angels related will make it kind of nice. I'll put a little Blood Angels flair. I'm thinking about using the Death Company sprues for some of the Blood Angels kind of memorabilia. I don't know if memorabilia is the right word. Flair. Some Blood Angels flair on it. So, and then we're going to paint them. Well, I got the kit bash that's coming up, and then there's going to be one more kit bash, which is something I've always wanted to do. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to show you the kits, and then you can try to guess what it is. That one will be super easy. And then I'm going to build it, and then I'm going to paint all 3. Because since they're all going to be Blood Angels, I'm going to paint all 3. And I'm really happy the way this guy turned out. I mean, he doesn't look exactly like the resin guy, but I think he's his own person. And I think he definitely looks like a Blood Angels Tech Marine. I mean, he turned out so well, and I'm surprised how well he turned out. I mean, he's pretty cool. John, your Commander Dante is pretty cool too. I'm interested to see what you put him on. So, I'm honestly surprised that he got done that fast. That last live stream I did with him was last week or the week before last. I got so much done. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting like, I don't know what to do. What do I do? What do I do? But it kind of flowed. The creative juices flowed, and he got very, very far. And then he just needed the hose to connect them to his little track system there and glue them on, which I had the super glue issue, if you all remember that. So, well, I've painted the parts I have set out to paint. And this was basically going to be a test live stream for Feedback Friday. So, I got the correct head from the guy at my local GW store. Yeah, you even tell you're having a hard time getting the Tyranid head, I think you said it was. So hopefully that works out, and then you can check that out. Get that going. I can't wait to see that, and see what the next project is. Because you came up with a good thing. That guy looked really good so far. The progress you made on him so far, wow, he looks really good. Yours looks way more like the actual model than mine does. But mine still looks like a Tech Marine. So, alright, I'm going to attempt to end this stream here. But wait, I can do something first. Look, the stream is ending. Isn't that cool? There's a little screen that says the stream is ending. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Alright. I don't know. I don't know what else I can do. Can I put my social media up? No, I can't do that. Alright, we're just going to end the stream here. So, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic